Welcome to another episode of NASCAR Power Rankings, where I will go through the top 10 drivers on my list of power rankings, give out 2 awards, and as per usual, we spin the 5-wheel. The 5-wheel was on a bye last week, so it did not curse anyone. However, the week of Las Vegas, it cursed Denny Hamlin, and it did not work. It only made Denny Hamlin stronger, it seemed like, because he dominated Las Vegas and eventually won the race. So that is technically the first loss for the 5-wheel when talking about a driver. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first award I usually give out is my sleeper of the week, and that is going to Carson Hocevar. Hocevar ended up finishing 4th in this race in that Dale Earnhardt throwback, and it was a great result for him all around, what seemed like, and he ended up finishing 4th, and he is my sleeper of the week. The second award I'm going to get out is a new one. That is the Heartbreaker of the Week award, and that is going to Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski, he led pretty much the entire race, it seemed like, won Stage 1 and Stage 2, but was unfortunately passed by Tyler Reddick and ended up finishing 2nd. But in the words of Brad Keselowski, he said he was satisfied with a 2nd from this race, but obviously you do want to finish 1st and win the race, and I see a win coming for RFK Racing and Brad Keselowski. Starting at number 10, I have Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs, he has been quietly good. As of late, he has finished in the top 10 once again this week, and he has quietly shown consistency throughout this year. I don't want to jinx it, but his results have shown that, so that is why he is number 10 in my power rankings this week. At number 9, I have Joey Logano. Joey Logano did not have a great Darlington, ended up finishing 3 laps down in this race. His entire season has not been great as a whole, and this result really just shows no sign of a turnaround, and honestly, if he shows another bad result, he very well could be off this list. At number 8, I have Kyle Larson. Similar to Logano in this sense, he didn't have a great race, but he also didn't have an absolutely terrible race. I mean, he did get 19 points out of the weekend, but he ended up finishing this race 2 laps down, 1 position higher than Logano. So with that, I am going to say here that Kyle Larson is my number 8, and he is not going to go higher in this list. At number 7, I have Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski had a very good Darlington. He ended up finishing 2nd. As I said earlier, he won both Stage 1 and Stage 2, but unfortunately he had to settle with the 2nd place because Tyler Reddick was able to get around him and was able to win the race. But for Brad Keselowski, this is a step in the right direction, and I sense a win coming soon for Brad Keselowski, Chris Buescher, or Ryan Preece. At number 6, I have Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace, similar to Logano and Larson, he did not have a great Darlington. He dropped down to 3rd in the point standings when he was 2nd. However, he did get the fastest lap of a 30 flat, but I mean, yes, he did get the fastest lap, but the result is really what matters in the end, and finishing 5 laps down in the mid-30s definitely made me have to drop him in the rankings here, so that is why he is number 6 now. At number 5, I have William Byron. William Byron had a pretty decent run at Darlington, finishing in the top 10, and was able to put up consistent runs, especially in the previous few weeks, and that is why he has gone up in the rankings, and that's why he's number 5. At number 4, I have Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott quietly consistent this entire season, and he shows no signs of declining. Had a pretty decent race at Darlington, and that's why he is number 4, because there were a couple other drivers that did better than him at Darlington this week. At number 3, I have Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin had a pretty decent run overall, finishing just outside the top 10, but did get 26 points out of the weekend, so pretty average result, and there were a couple other drivers that did better than him this week, so that is why he has gone down slightly on my list of power rankings. At number 2, I have Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney finishing third behind Brad Keselowski and Tyler Reddick. Ryan Blaney has been consistently there, and he moved up to second in the point standings above Bubba Wallace. A pretty good result all around, and that is why he is number 2 on this list, but there is one person who has constantly been better than everyone. And finally, at number 1, it is, of course, Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick now with 4 wins on this season out of 6 races so far. Just an absolutely dominant force this 45 team and Tyler Reddick have been. 2311 continue to dominate right now, and Tyler Reddick has been unbelievable, overcoming challenges to get past Chris Buescher, though there was some contact with Buescher, but then he was also able to make it around Brad Keselowski eventually to get the win, and just an all-around dominant performance by Tyler Reddick in order to get the win for 2311 and for the 45 team. Now we spin the wheel. Now, I don't know if you can read it, but where Fox's coverage was, it's now Tyler Reddick. So now Tyler Reddick could get, has 2 chances out of the 12 spots to get cursed by the 5 wheel. We'll see. Let's see, who does it select? Number 2. Ryan Blaney. It has selected Ryan Blaney to be cursed this week at Martinsville. So the wheel has spoken, and Ryan Blaney has been selected by the wheel to be cursed at Martinsville this week. We'll see if the 5 wheel wins or Ryan Blaney is able to win or beat the 5 wheel. We'll see.